do this. Let's get this off the table, this off the table. We're doing great. Welcome everybody back. I'm Frosted Fricks, and I am terribly sorry for the leave of absence. I've been gone for almost a week, and I do apologize. I have been very sick. I've actually been sick for about 2 weeks. I'm just coming off it, but that's not all, because I'm here to give you guys news about my life, as if anyone cares. But anyways, going into I need to talk to you guys about everything that's been going on. So here's the sitch. I recently had in one of my videos explained someone pulled a gun out on me, and I went on a huge rant about it, and I felt that it wasn't the smartest thing to do. So I had to go to a court case today to take care of the situation and finalize everything, and it's up to the dude to plead guilty. I mean, like, I told you guys what the evidence was against him. He's pretty fucking guilty. I'm sorry. There's no better way to say this, but he's very guilty. But if he pleads guilty, he's looking at I mean, obviously there's a protection thing for me, but he also can never be around guns or own one for the next 2 years, and he permanently lost his privilege to ever get a permit for any gun. So that's good news. Justice was served. Wow, my camera just wants to focus on something else that is not me, because I'm the center of focus, well, in my room at least. To continue the spat of bologna sauce that is my life, I recently had to go to another court thing. I can't get into the specifications, but let's just say it's the reason one of my many surprises that were going to be coming up could not come up anymore. I'm not going to name names, not going to point fingers. I'm not going to say anything further into it. I'm just going to leave it at that. But in the end, I'm okay. However, because of the amount that had to be paid out, I am forced to look for a job. But thankfully, due to my shining record of being an awesome person, I have been able to land a job in 2 places. I am going to be one of the spooker actors in a theme park type thingy out here called Fright World. It's only going on for a month, but it's a haunted house fest, and I'm going to be being one of the goobly gobblies that jump out and go ooga booga. Not exactly like that, of course, but yeah, I'm anticipating it to be very fun, and I can't wait. The other job is my more permanent job for now, and I'm hoping that maybe I can grow within the company, or if other opportunities are given, that would be fantastic. But moving forward, I had to get a job because I had no money, so I'm working on that at the moment. But this job is a delivery job. I deliver food and pizzas, so if you order from Jet's Pizza in my town, most likely 1 out of 4 chance that I might be delivering your food. Yay? Poor car. Speaking of cars, my car was the reason why I'll never buy a Ford again. Alright, get this. First day I had for the job for the pizza delivery thing, which is also where I've been working, staying busy, trying to balance out the schedule. Like right now, like if I were to move to the side, you'll realize I haven't written anything down is because I don't know what to do right now. I'm fixing it. I'm solving the issue. That's why I haven't written anything down. This is blank temporarily for now. The month of October is upon us, and it should be a lot better than this month. But I digress. What the fuck was I saying? Something about Submonster. Oh, yes. My dissatisfaction with a Ford Taurus, or any Ford product for that matter. I'm sorry, guys. I probably will never be sponsored by Ford. The tear drips from my eyes, but I have never had a bigger pain in the ass vehicle in my life. I owned a Mitsubishi Eclipse before what I own now, which is a Ford Taurus, and the Ford Taurus has had more problems in its lifespan of being in my grasp than I have ever had the experience of with anything. I've never had this much problem with a damn car, or anything for that matter. I have had to replace almost everything in that car, which is also why I'm broke. This past December, my transmission died. The time before that, the AC died, but that wouldn't have been a big problem had it not been for one of the little couplings that actually attached to the timing belt, which makes the engine run, was the reason why it wasn't working, which could have screwed up the whole car. Not to mention, when I bought it, some jackwagon decided to clean the engine and fried all the electronics, and he had to replace everything in it when I first bought it. This car was a goddamn lemon. The day I had to start work, I was fine. I drove around all day. I had to get pants. I got new pants. I had to get my driving record, which is spotless as most of my records. And would you believe it? After driving around a whole day, I get home. I was going to leave. I was going to be on time for work. Actually, I was going to be 10 minutes early for my new job that I was starting that day. And would you believe it? The battery at that very time goes, yeah, I don't feel like working now. Normally, this wouldn't have been a problem, other than the fact that I'm fucking broke as shit. Normally, this wouldn't have been a problem, except the wonderful Ford company found it in their goddamn mind that it was a good idea to make their bolts smaller than the average bolt, so you'd have to, one, either go out and get the tool, the socket to fit it, or be forced to go to a Ford dealership to take care of it. Well, I'm stubborn and cheap, so screw you, Ford. I went ahead and took it out myself with the help of 2 other people. We had to sit there with pliers trying to undo these little bitty bolts which were holding on the actual couplings for the battery. But it gets better. No, because the Ford Taurus is a goddamn compact car, that means their engine's stuffed in a fucking taco shell filled with other crap. Now then, in this engine block, in order to get out the battery, normally you take off the little connectors and you just pull it out. No, fucking Ford thought it would be a good idea to super glue the goddamn battery into place using a screw. A screw that is this long, and it's the same size as every other bolt in the rest of the car. It's a bolt, not a screw. Let me correct myself. It's a bolt that's this long. It's the same size as every other screw in the car. Now then, after moving the little wrench back and forth for a while, it took 3 of us to just loosen it. And finally, I look at my friend John, who is a very good friend of mine, and I love him to death. He's been my friend for I don't know, shit, almost 16, 17 years now. He came and helped me out because I needed a guy to drive me to a place to get a battery. And I looked at him because I got tired of fighting with this thing. I'm already an hour and a half late for my first day of work. And I'm like, John, if I get electrocuted, I want you to call an ambulance immediately. And what I did was I grabbed the battery and just hulked it out of the car. Because at that point in time, I was so desperate to get to work, I was going to do anything. It was funny because my friend John, who's known me for a very long time, knows in my life the term when it rains it pours doesn't involve my life. The term when it rains asteroids fall from the sky and the apocalypse starts is what my life entails. It's never just a little in between. It's never off to the higher end. It's the extreme. I want to put it like this. When I was born, the start menu started. This is how I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it in gaming terminology. When I was born, the start menu came up and goes, would you like to play easy, medium, hard, very hard, or fuck it, I got this difficulty? Well, I chose veteran difficulty, and I even got the are you sure menu, and I said yes. And it said, okay, well, here's the downside. You're going to have a lot of problems because you got a really high charisma, but we're going to fuck you in every other department possible. I'm like, no problem. I can get by on my charisma. Nope. But occasionally I get lucky. So I get to the car place, the Advanced Auto Parts is what it is. I get to Advanced Auto Parts and I go, I need a battery. Put the battery on the counter and they're like, okay, it's supposed to be installation too. However, I didn't bring my car. I asked if I could borrow one of the people. They said no, whatever. So I put the battery on the counter, we get the battery, and I'm sitting there with the screw. We decided to get different screws to go into the car because I got tired of fighting with my goddamn car because all my sockets were made for normal things. Whatever that was ridiculous. So we get the screws, and then the thought comes across me, well, what if they have the socket? So I go over to the wall and I find the exact socket, the one key to my car, which is now in my car. I bought it in the hour and a half after getting the battery, we also found out the individual that was standing at the counter next to us was there for the same battery. And guess what, guys? It was the last one. I got the last battery. That's what I mean by I'm lucky. But we go back to the car, and I do in 5 minutes what it took us an hour and a half to do. And I popped in the battery, took my little socket wrench, and just cranked it all in there, and we were fine. Not a great way to start the day of my first day of work. And I just wanted to rant for a little bit. I'm sorry, guys, that the games haven't been coming. This is a gaming channel, last I checked. I keep giving you guys interviews and shit, but I don't give you any goddamn games. Games are coming tomorrow. We are getting games. I promise you, we're going to have a goddamn game. I'm sorry that it took so long to get you any update or information, but I had to get it all together. I guess that's the best way. All the shit had to fall on me at once in order for me to get it. Like, yeah, it seems like enough shit to tell people. That's what I'm going to give you guys that much information. I'm sorry for the profanity in this. I've just been going through a lot of stuff. But I thank you guys very much for watching. I thank you very much for following along. And you guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. I hope you guys stay tuned for more games. If you like this, please hit the like, thumbs up, whatever button. Also, comment, subscribe. Whatever you beautiful people like to do. And as usual and as always, and until next time, stay frosty, my friends. And game on. Is the writer for this wonderful comic that's right behind me called Relativity. I just moved way too far away from the mic, but we can work on that.
No worries. Yeah, no, so it's called Night Guardians of Relativity, and it's part of the whole Relativity universe. So there's actually going to be multiple stories. There's also a spin-off called Pioneers of Relativity.
What are the tools that you use